Planning and zoning experts also say that the light will add a pedestrian walkway to make it easier for people to cross the road. And it was this house where police and first responders found 16-year-old Justin Blackshear with multiple gunshot wounds.
Thanks, Cassidy. Well, you know, if you're in Athens, the weather today has been absolutely beautiful, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case on Saturday.
That's right, Aaron. You may remember a couple of weeks ago we spoke to Commissioner Joe Allen about the ordinance he sponsored that will help county employees.
Today marks the 60th anniversary of the desegregation of the University of Georgia. And we're here today at the Holmes Hunter Academic Building celebrating the 2 students who changed the school's history forever.
And now with new technology, experts are able to compare evidence from crime scenes here in Macon to others across the country. If you're planning to attend the game, keep an eye out for severe weather and the safety protocols implemented at the stadium. Grab a blanket and a snack and head over to UGA's historic North Campus quad. There's plenty of room to spread out and enjoy the beautiful weather this week. And now the investigation has been turned over to Peachtree Recovery Services. County Manager Keith Moffitt explained to us what this company provides for our community.
If it helps to save somebody not getting infected because of what we do, that's the bonus.
Rudo Kieft is a scientist in the molecular biology department at UGA. He's also the parent of a student at Madison County High School. Kieft, along with other parents, students, and community members, are speaking publicly about the face mask policies implemented at all Madison County schools amid the coronavirus pandemic. Last week, an anonymous person created a petition to support optional face masks at Madison County schools. The petition garnered over 350 signatures, along with comments like these from people opposing the policies. The guidelines say masks are expected to be worn when social distancing is not possible, including the bus, in the crowded hallways, and in smaller-sized classrooms. Madison County student Berg Booth is in support of the policy and says there are multiple opportunities for people to take mask breaks.
I think that the mask policy we have is it's very beneficial to us.
Kieft also says his background in science helps him constructively review the statements from the opposing side of the mask argument.
What they showed is cherry picking from one set of data which benefits their story or their angle on the whole thing, which is absolutely wrong because that's not how science works.
However, Stephanie Higdon, a therapist and parent of 2 students in Madison County, says face masks have been one of the greatest contributors to the increase in stress and anxiety this year.
It is not helpful, and it is causing emotional and mental health harm and damage to our students.
Madison County Superintendent Michael Williams did not comment on the community-wide conversation, but he did say that the guidelines are currently under review.
I think they've done the best they could with the information they had to get schools reopened, but I think they really seriously need to revisit the stringency of the policies.
A board meeting has been scheduled for the public to discuss the safety protocols next Tuesday. Jenna Maddox, Grady News Source.
It's a weekday afternoon in the spring on the University of Georgia's Athens campus. Normally, the sidewalks would be bustling with students during class change, and the streets would be filled with cars and campus buses. But since the arrival of the novel coronavirus pandemic, the spring 2020 semester at UGA is unlike anything in known history. On March 16th, UGA President Jerry Moorhead, along with the University System of Georgia, announced that all university classes would be moved to online instruction for the rest of the semester due to the risks of the coronavirus. After the announcement, a large number of students made the decision to move back to their hometowns for the remainder of the spring semester. However, a handful of students decided to stay in Athens. Tyler Wilkins, a junior at UGA, explained his reason to continue living in the college town.
I decided to not go back home now just because my parents are relatively healthy, but I do worry, if they were to get sick, I don't want to think I'd be the reason that they did.
Many students have stayed in Athens because they've become used to living independently, including UGA senior Chris Ferguson. He explains how Athens has become much more different since the statewide shutdown.
It's really difficult because there's places that I love to go to and that I go to regularly, like downtown places like Walker's, coffee bars, Starbucks downtown. Those are the places that I really enjoy going to, and I can't do it now, so I have to stay in the house or find other means to sort of relax and study or do whatever I have to do.
However, throughout all of the changes, many students are trying their best to stay positive.
I try to tell myself that this is only a temporary thing. It's not gonna last forever. We're gonna all get through it. We just have to sort of look out for each other right now.
Jenna Maddox, Grady News Source. From the courtroom to cupcakes. It's another busy day for Athens Clarke County Assistant District Attorney Austin Jackson. Along with his career at the courthouse, Jackson also owns Cakesmith, his home baking business.
What I like to do is kind of bring my passion for food and just my interest in combining different flavors to baking.
Jackson says he discovered his skill for baking during his time in law school. As time went on, Jackson began cooking and baking for his coworkers. Soon after, his colleagues began encouraging him to start his own business.
I'm like salivating just thinking about it.
One person in particular is Tori Goff, a fellow coworker of Jackson's at the DA's office. She is one of Jackson's most frequent customers.
They were chocolate and they were insane. You can tell that he pours his heart and soul in everything that he does, including his work, and that it also kind of migrates over to his business, his Cakesmith business now.
Once Jackson received his cottage food license from the Department of Agriculture that would allow him to sell food items from his home, along with some other certifications, Cakesmith began.
These are done.
Although having a full-time job along with a side business can have its challenges, Jackson says they balance each other out.
Comes out clean, they're ready. I'm getting to come home and bake and just not worry about anything correlated, but just do something that I really love to do. It's very therapeutic. It's a matter of like taking off the suit and tie, putting on the apron, and starting my second job with Cakesmith.
Jenna Maddox, Grady News Source.